So today I wanted to do a video talking about my Louis Vuitton and kind of showing you on the inside what it looks like, some up close and personal kind of in the bag. I had mentioned in my haul video, if you haven't seen it, I will link it below, that I did probably a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned that if somebody or anybody wanted to see what it looks like and get details on the bag, to let me know. And I did get a viewer who asked for it, so that's why I'm doing this. So just a disclaimer, I'm not bragging, not trying to brag that I have money to spend on this, because I've been saving money for this for a very long time. And I just wanted to share that because somebody asked, and you know, for me, I did a lot of research in this. I didn't just say, oh, I'm going to wake up today, I'm going to get a Louis Vuitton just for the heck of it. Been wanting one since I was a teenager. I remember carrying a knockoff version in high school, and I carried that thing like that was my pride and joy. And I'm not gonna lie, I've always wanted a Louis Vuitton. I think it's such an iconic, classic bag that you make the investment once, but it lasts a lifetime. And yes, it's expensive. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, they're affordable. They're not. It's not everybody can go out and spend the money. Some people have to actually save for it, and I actually had to save for it. Some people can just go tomorrow and just buy it, no big deal, and that's perfectly okay. So I wanted to show you the bag, give you some information about it, what to look for if you're looking for one from a website that sells pre-used ones, because I actually looked into the website called Tradesy to see what I could get. But of course, the Neverfull bags, they were never available. They were always sold out. Some of them were in really good condition with the box and the papers, and then some of them didn't have that. Some of them were really dirty. They had stains on the inside, so you have to be, whoa. Oh my gosh, that just scared me. It's my nail polish. I think it's my charger. I don't know what, but anywho, you have to look into things like that because you just never know. And for me, if I'm going to pay, you know, almost $1,000 for a used one, I might as well save a little bit more and get it next month or 2 months later, when I could get my own brand new, legit, that I know it's for real, it's the real thing for myself, instead of getting a used one. I don't know, that's just my thinking. So this one is the Neverfull MM, and this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can get it. There you go. They have 3 different sizes: the PM, which is the small one, MM, which is like a medium, and then they have the GM size. So the GM size is a little bit bigger. It's actually pretty big. I'm a small gal. I'm about 5'1", and I didn't even try it on because it looks humongous on the website. So the MM was the one I knew I wanted. I chose this print, which is the Damier Ebene. That's the brown one with the checkered, for a couple reasons. I don't know, I never really pictured myself with this specific checkered print. When I thought of Louis Vuitton, I thought I was just going to have the traditional monogram. That was my starting point. But after doing months of research and watching reviews on YouTube of people showing the bags and how they turn color, the traditional monogram, I will actually cover this a little bit later too. It's the canvas material, which this is a canvas material. And you can easily clean it with a damp cloth. That one has like a dark brown background, and it says LV in like a lighter brown shade. So that's the monogram with some other designs on it, and the leather is a lot lighter. That one, the natural process of that leather, it's not a treated leather, so basically with time, exposure to the sun, and just kind of touching it will make it turn color, and that's what's called a patina. So basically, you start off with like this kind of cream color leather, and over time it turns into like this cognac color. And if it oxidizes and patinas really nicely, it turns into a really beautiful shade of like a cognac color, almost kind of like, not as deep as my leather couches, but kind of like that, and it's really pretty. But one of the things that I asked was the staining on that, because I'm a person that I always have lotion on my hands. I always perfume on the folds of my arms. I always wear deodorant, so when you wear short sleeve shirts, sometimes deodorant can stain things. That's also another thing when you put the bag on your shoulder. And surprisingly enough, she said that you have to wear no lotion on your hands for about 2 to 3 months when using the original monogram bag, because the oils in the lotion with the oils of your body will stain it. And once it stains, there's not really anything you can do to remove it. So For me, I didn't want to take a chance of spending, you know, over $1,200 on a handbag and it staining to the point where I don't even want to use it because it looks dirty. And it can get to that point. I'm just being honest and keeping it real. It can look dirty if you don't take care of it. And you have to baby that leather to a certain point. Now, some people might disagree with me, and that's perfectly okay, but this is based on what I've researched and the questions I asked. So, in knowing that I wouldn't like that sort of tone if it looks dirty, I went with something that I knew would look perfect from the moment I took it out of the box, 20, 40 years down the road when I pass it down to hopefully a daughter down the road. It's going to look perfect and it's going to last a lifetime, and this bag will look exactly the same way if I take care of it as it did today. It'll look this way in 30 years. You have to take care of the bags, especially when you do such a big investment. So that's the reason why I went with it. I love the print. When I put it on, it just felt right. I tried on the monogram and I liked it, but this one, it was just like, it was the bag. I knew it was the one for me. So with that feeling, I knew that I was making a good purchase. So there's nothing wrong with you going to the store and trying different sizes if you want the Neverfull. Try different prints. They have the checkered print, but the lighter one, it's like a cream color. I don't even know what it's called. But if you wanted to, you could try those on and just see how it fits for you. Because you don't want to buy something and then not like it. I got mine at the Cherry Creek Mall, which is located in Denver. And you have 14 days to return it. After 14 days, you have to exchange it for something else. So just keep that in mind. If you decide to change your mind on it, you have a very short amount of time before you can get your refund. So, onto the bag. This bag is, like I said, the Neverfull MM. This is the newer version of it. It looks the same as the older ones. The only thing different is that it comes with a zippered clutch. This is something that is going to be, I guess, going forward, you're going to get the Neverfull bags with a clutch to go with it. This thing is huge. When I saw this on the website, it didn't seem that big, but in person, this thing literally is like my going out to dinner clutch, running errands type of deal. I've used it so many times. It fits my phone in there. I could actually fit my wallet, but it probably won't close right. But I've used this when we go out to like a nice restaurant for dinner. This is my clutch when I'm getting, you know, nice and fancy and all dolled up. I can just use this. But I absolutely love carrying my bag. This is my baby. It is everything. So it comes with it. Later on in the video, I will show you what it looks like. It's very hard for me to show you like the serial numbers because they're on a little tag that's sewn in, and where they put them, it's a little bit more concealed in there. So it's kind of hard with the position of the camera to show it, but the inside of this one has that red. You can also get the inside liner custom made if you go to the Louis Vuitton website, which I will link to it below. You could get them like some personalization on it, but those, I think the website says that if you don't like it, you can't return it. It's a done deal, which is understandable because it's, you know, you're personalizing something that, you know, you can't sell it to the general public. The zippers, they are so incredibly smooth. They don't get stuck. They glide like butter. Really, really well made. I have carried this so many times. I've only had mine for just coming up on a month. The stitching on it is absolutely perfect. There is nothing wrong with the stitching. One of the things that I did research on was how to identify like a fake one from a real one. And also, I want to kind of pass that on to you. When you are looking at the pattern, you know, it's never like, I guess the way they described it online was that the pattern is never cut off in the center of the pattern. Like the checkered squares, they never sew a stitching in the center and cut the rest of it off. It's always going to be the perfect square all the way around, except for obviously this because it's a rounded corner. But as you can see, it's a perfect shaped square that matches the same size as all of these other ones. So that's another thing. Also, the stitching, when you look at it, it's perfectly aligned. Every single stitch consistently throughout the whole bag, whether it's you're looking at the handbag or the clutch, there is not one that's crooked. They're all like exactly perfect. And that's also something you want to look at. You can also check to make sure the serial number is a legit serial number the way they do it. Also inside of the little squares, some of them, not all of them, just randomly throughout the pattern, will say Louis Vuitton and it says Paris. And what I've noticed is that on this one, the two are on the same row. So keep that in mind if you're like looking into getting one that's been used. This one is, again, the two on the same line. Okay, so this is the close-up of the bag. As you can see, it stands up really nicely on its own. I don't have anything in there just because I want to be able to show you the bag itself on the inside. So on the outside, as I mentioned earlier, it is a canvas material. This is the Damier Ebene. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it's the one, the checkered one. And throughout the pattern, you will see a couple little squares that will have the Louis Vuitton printed on there. It says Louis Vuitton Paris on there. You have two little handles on both sides that are there. You can just leave them hanging, or as I will show you in a moment, you can change the style of this bag. So this is basically what it is. The back side, it's all the same canvas material. It's like a really good size tote. On the inside, as you probably have already noticed, it is red. I love how there's a contrast between the bright red and the darker print on the outside. So you, unfortunately, with this bag, there isn't any sort of like compartments and pockets and zippers. It's only the one compartment on the back. This comes forward, and one thing that I wanted to point out to you is that underneath, really hard to find in the little corner. It's going to be really hard for me to show it to you, but on the inside of the bag, on the underside of this flap, will be the serial number for your bag. And basically the serial number tells you the date of when it was made. So this here says Louis Vuitton. I know that one of the things that I asked the lady was that I've seen some pictures, and even on that website, I believe it's called Tradesy, that I was looking at for pre-used ones, pre-loved, to see if I could get a better deal for it. Some of them had the different font writing, but they're now going to just say Louis Vuitton as you see it here with this letter. It says Articles de Voyage, and my son, I don't even know how to say it's French, but just part of the whole Louis Vuitton. Then it has the LV. This pocket does open up. And one thing I do have to mention is that the zippers on the Louis Vuitton products are so incredibly smooth. The zipper just glides open. It's so wonderful. Then you have pretty much a nice sized pocket in there that you can fit some receipts, maybe some, cash. I wouldn't recommend you throwing your beauty products in it, obviously, because if you make the investment, you want it to last a lifetime. So I will show you what I use to keep all of my beauty products, to keep this looking brand new as it has still to this day. And although it hasn't been a full month yet, but still, there's no stains on it. So that's a nice little pocket there. On the bottom, it's just basically an opening there. There isn't any sort of pockets or anything like that. You can put little things in there to help store your products. It does have a little bit of a clip here that you can use, and I will show you. You can clip it so that your stuff doesn't, kind of fall out. Although if you drop it, something might fall, obviously, because there's not a zipper there. But I do like how the stitching on here is pretty daggone perfect. That's one of the things that you want to look at if you're getting one that's been used. The stitching is perfect all the way around throughout the entire bag. There isn't, a crooked stitch. There isn't, something messed up on the stitching. It's perfect. The leather is a really good quality cowhide leather. This leather is not going to change color. If you do prefer the one that changes color, and that's called a patina, and that is from the traditional monogram, which you will see it has the LV letters, and you see it, you know exactly what it is. So this is what it looks like with it open that way. One other style is if you kind of push these two sides here, this part here into the center towards the middle of the bag, you can pull this little strap here, which it's kind of difficult to do with just two hands, but I will try to do my best. So you kind of push this in, you create a different style bag, which I love this bag because you can do so many different things with it. So I'm going to do the other side so you guys can see here. So I'm going to hold it. Let's see. Okay, so it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but as you can see, just by doing that, let me see if I can fix it a little bit better. you've essentially kind of changed the look of the bag a little bit. Let me see if I can angle my camera up a little bit better. There we go. So as you can see, I've changed somewhat the style of the bag so it doesn't look like one of those traditional looking totes. Of course, you have to kind of perfect doing that. As with time, it'll get better for me because I've only done that a couple times. So there it goes. So you've created a different kind of style bag, which I like because it's almost like having 2 bags for the price of 1. In my mind, right? So you can just, again, undo it to have more of that tote style, which when you undo the straps here, basically it opens up and it has kind of like this style where it's wider at the top and then more narrow towards the bottom. So one of the things that comes with this bag is a zippered clutch, which looks like this, obviously in the same matching print. It does have a little I guess clip. I've actually been using this as a clutch when I go to the grocery store or just to run a quick errand. But when you undo that, it actually attaches to the inside of the bag, which I will show you. There's a little bit of a clip, as you can see here, and you just clip it. And this could be extra storage, or it could actually be your wallet. And you could just leave it there and not have to worry about that falling out. If I don't have this in my bag, I use that little loop there to hook my keys because I am paranoid about losing my keys. I don't know what it is, but I just am. So if you want to use it as a clutch, you just have to kind of hook it to the little loop there. And the finishes on these are a nice kind of gold finish. The zipper says LV on it. Again, that zipper is smooth as butter when you unzip it. Again, the red to match it, it has the, on here, it's imprinted, it says Louis Vuitton Paris on that little stitching there. And again, on the inside of the pocket, all the way in this corner, you might be able to see it, there is your serial number for your bag. So that's one of the things you want to look for when you get pre-used or pre-loved. You want to make sure it's legit. So it'll tell you exactly where your bag, I think when and where, depending on the numbers that they use. So that comes with it. This bag, I believe was, can't remember exactly, I think it was like $1,200 something because it comes with this. I did see on the website that you could just get just the Neverfull, this is the MM by the way, for $1,050, but when I asked, she said that the newer Neverfull bags will come with this, so you can no longer just get the bag on its own. From my understanding, I may have misunderstood that, but they didn't have just this bag to sell to me. It had to have been the bag plus this. Maybe that was a way to get more money, but it's really only just $200 more for this whole kind of combo set than just buying this on its own, because this on its own used to be $1,050, but now with this is $1,250 maybe. Also, you want to make sure that you put some sort of pillow when you get this home. It's going to be folded because that's how they're going to box it for you. It's going to have some creases and some folds. So what I did was I put a small decorative pillow that I use in my living room. I just kind of folded it, rolled it up, put it in there, evened out the little creases, especially at the bottom, and just kind of let it set like that for 3 or 4 days, and so that any of the creases and little kinks from it shipping and it being boxed up gets out, and 3 days later it was perfectly brand new. You want to make sure that you always keep it in a dust bag as well when you're not using it. So yeah, let me show you the things that I use on the inside of my bag. Obviously I have my wallet. My wallet right now is a Coach wallet. Eventually at some point I will venture into getting a wallet to match my purse, maybe for Christmas or something. But I have like these small little bags. This is from the brand Vera Bradley. It's I think a retired print. I don't think they make this anymore. But in here is where I keep my makeup, my lip glosses, my that Mally Evercolor Poreless Face Defender. If it's, you know, that time of the month for me, I keep those things in here as well. Hand sanitizer, make sure that you have hand sanitizer. I actually have my sanitizer in a little Ziploc bag inside of a bag like this because I don't want that to spill and mess up my bag on the inside. Hand lotions, I don't keep them in this bag anymore. I keep it in my car. Other handbags, it would have been just thrown in there, but not this one. So I would recommend using small little things like this that you can find anywhere to store all of your items, makeup related things, so that you don't ruin the red lining on the inside. Alright, so I hope that that was helpful, give you some insight on the bag, let you see what it looks like on the inside. I'm absolutely happy with my purchase. I haven't doubted my choice, style, or pattern. It's just so beautiful, like I said before. This is an iconic bag. It's going to last my whole life, and if I have a daughter, if she takes care of it, it'll last another lifetime. They're really well made, and I'm really happy with it, so I hope that I covered everything in the video. I'm pretty sure once I stop recording, I know I'm going to remember something, but I will put more things as I remember in the description box. Put the link to the website below so that you can see it. Again, I hope that this video was not a bragging video. It was purely a review showing you the bag to help you out if you are really seriously considering spending a lot of money on a handbag. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, like I said earlier, let me know. I can do the research for you, or if I already know the answer, I can respond. I can call the store that I got it from and ask them as well for you. So I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It is free, and I'd love to have you as part of my family here on YouTube. And have a great day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.